Hey guys, welcome back. I know we've talked about setting up your visions, your life plans, and going over how to set goals. Now let's go ahead and take a step forward and start digging into learning about finance. Now, just like creating your life plan, we need a way to be able to assess how we're doing financially. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to look at and evaluate your net worth. Your net worth is a snapshot of your financial health at a given point in time. It covers the basis on how much money you have and how many things you own, your assets, versus how much money you owe, or your liabilities and your debts. In short, it's simply your assets minus your liabilities at a given snap point in your life. Your net worth doesn't include any money or income that you're making. So your job, any dividends that you're including in that, those don't factor into this. It's specifically just how easily and how readily can you pay off any debts that you potentially would have. Now, assets are what you want to increase on this. They're made up of the money in your bank, your investment accounts, your retirement funds, anything that you might own in your house that's worth value. So your couch, if it's really expensive, your dining room table, the camera that you use, any types of those can fall into that. Generally, you're looking at a rule of thumb of about $500 is reasonable to include that on your list. So if you have a necklace that's worth more than that, I would include that as well. Now, your liabilities are what you want to decrease over time. They're your loans, whether you have a car loan or student loans, the mortgage on your house, any credit card debt you might have, all those things fall into this category. The bad part about the liabilities is that you can actually go in and have a negative net worth because you're going to owe more than you actually have. It's definitely something that we don't want. To calculate your net worth, you're just going to start by listing down your assets. Include the value of your home, the value of your car, how much money you might have invested in whatever avenue that is. You can add all those things down and just make a list. And then you're going to go back and you do a second list with all the liabilities or all the debts that you owe. So if you have a loan out on your car, or you still have an outstanding mortgage, or you have credit card debt, or the forever unforgiving student loan, all those things are going to be listed down in a different avenue. And I recommend either writing it down by hand or by using an Excel spreadsheet. I prefer the Excel spreadsheet. Is where I track most of my financial aspects. It's just easier that way, and you can plug in everything, have formulas set up, and just move every single time you reevaluate your net worth. The financial choices and steps you make in life can really have an impact on your financial health. How much money you make, the vehicles you choose to buy, and other financial choices you make can drastically impact you financially for the rest of your life. So here are two examples. The first one has a used car that is worth less than $9,000 and only $10,000 in student loan debt. The other has a newer car worth $16,000 and $60,000 in student loans. The first example has a net worth over $90,000, while the second one is negative. Now, that doesn't mean that student loans and expensive cars are bad. You just need to be smart about your choices you make and the steps that you will make in the future to reach your end game. Remember, your net worth is just a snapshot of your financial health at a moment in time. It's going to fluctuate just like everything else going on in your life. Whether you're buying a new house or selling a car or paying off a loan, all those things are going to impact your net worth. So it's really important to go back and evaluate and reevaluate your net worth. For me, I personally recommend doing this at least once a year. It would be better to do it every 6 months, but sometimes that just can't happen. It also goes hand in hand with the budget, where a budget might be more short term, maybe you're going over weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. The net worth is going to be a long period of time for that end goal of being able to retire or be financially independent. So one of the best ways to improve your performance is to actually provide that feedback or have that baseline to go off of, and to be able to review that as often as possible. That's exactly why having that net worth calculated and then recalculated annually or every 6 months is so important. It gives you that picture, that snapshot of where you're at, what you own, what you owe, and what it means to you at a given point in time, leading towards where you're headed. To increase your net worth, really focus on building up your assets, whether that's saving money, increasing your investments, maybe buying a rental property. Those are just a few different ways that you can build that up. You should also, on the opposite end, focus on decreasing your liabilities. You want to get out of debt as fast as possible. It's something that you want to avoid. And one of the key aspects of that is focusing on that budget you have, that small step that you're going to take every week or every month to decrease your debts, decrease your spending, increase your saving overall. And remember, time is money, and in the world of money, it's the power of that compounding interest. So the longer it takes you to pay off a loan, the more money you're going to lose in that interest. Whereas the same thing goes with investing. The longer you have that money sitting and investing and gaining that interest over time, the more money you're going to make on it. It's a beautiful thing. So go and calculate your net worth, and let's start getting ready for a budget.